So I'm David Greasley. I work for System Sound, and I'm also the sound associate for Moulin Rouge here in Australia.
My name's Christopher Pratt. I work for System Sound and I'm the production sound engineer on Moulin Rouge, the musical. The show is pop music with a story. We need to recreate what people listen to when they go and listen to this pop music. They need to be able to automatically catch on to what these songs are, what the melodies are, what the words are. So our job is to get that across, and in order to get that across, we have to have a very large dynamic range, and we need to be able to offer that to everybody in the house. There's 2,500 seats out there, so we have to give everybody, the same experience. So in order to do that, we need to get the best quality speaker as close as possible to each audience member in order to give them that full experience.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know how many inputs we got. They're all full.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're running a Quantum 7 with a EX007 at front of house, and we're running a couple of SD racks, nano rack and a mini rack backstage. And that then comes out of the system and goes into some galaxies. We've got 10 galaxies on this show, which are all AVB interconnected, which send out to the PA.
There's a few speakers. I think we've got the full Meyer range in here. So
28 Leopards, 2900s, a couple of 1100s. I don't even know how many 4XPs. I think it's 34 or 35.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of UP Juniors, must be at least 30 of them.
And MM4s.
Yep, MM4s in the deck.
I've got 2Ps, UPM 2Ps, 1Ps.
Yep.
Some UPM 1s.
UPM 1XPs.
MSL4s, UPQ D3s, D2s,
Yeah.
UPQs.
Yeah. Our main system's Leopards, because that's the best sounding box of that size that we can get for our line array system. There's UPQ D3s, D2s and MSL4s, so that's progressively keeping a high-powered full-range box in the centre and feeding that all the way through the room in order to get that full-range centre sound.
And it's tightly plotted, like each venue will replot the room so that each speaker hands over at a 6 dB point, so that, again, to keep it smooth through the room, so every person has the same experience. Well, I think for me, like with my sound, it's having the amplifier bolted to the back of the speaker, so it's just that immediate response. Just the definition in voices especially, it's just so high, and you always know what you're going to get with the speakers, so there's sort of no surprises. So when you move room to room, at least the speaker is always super consistent.
Yeah, they give us that intelligibility that you can rely on every time you plug the speaker, and you know what the audience is going to get.
And I think also the new generation of speakers, I think with all the brands, but with Meyer, it's just jumped ahead so far again, and just the full range and the musicality and the definition is just so high now. It really doesn't require a great deal of EQ to get a really natural full sound. So
there's such a large list of speakers that you can choose from. There's a speaker for every application that you might need now, which you don't necessarily get with every other brand.
But that's the power of a distributed system. You sort of have that dynamic range available.
Yeah, you move a fader 2 dB and you get 2 dB in the house. It's not just I missed it a bit. It's the whole rig's coming at you 2 dB.
Yeah. And when we're balancing the system, we spend a lot of time tuning it, then doing the band balances. But we really are working in half dB and 1 dB steps, and you can hear it because that's the sort of resolution the system's running at. It really is just half and 1 dB, and you hear it.
Yeah. We have 38 channels of 6000 series Sennheiser. We use the 6212 belt packs, which are waterproof, which is great. That's one thing that's been a really good feature with them is we used to have to wrap packs in latex in order to stop sweat getting into them, which we don't have to do now with them being waterproof.
And the battery life.
And the battery life is a massive one, yeah. We can now go a full day of technical rehearsals or a full double show day without having to change the battery. Our changeover time's just been massively reduced. We build a custom microphone headset for them with a MK1 on it. We mould it to their heads.
But it makes it secure for us. The microphones just simply don't move. They just stay in the one fixed position. And we spend a lot of time getting the distance to the mouth just right so we don't get the breath, but we're getting maximum voice. And I think they're just such a compact mic, but such a good sounding microphone. So again, we're able to have 2 mics on the boom without it looking too bulky. Yeah. But It's just the clarity.
There's no kind of boost there. There's nothing you have to work against EQ-wise. It comes out flat. A lot of the shows set in front of the proscenium, so it's not all on stage. So everybody in the D barrier is a lot of the shows happening behind them, around them, but they also need something more localized. So in this D barrier, they sit in tables and chairs, and they can have a glass of wine. They can have a pretty good time. There's a little lamp in front of them which has lights in it, and it also has some of these K-array speakers in there as well. So that gives them a really clear vocal sound. It's predominantly vocal that just comes out of that, and that localizes it to them. So
I think especially sitting in there, you're off pattern to the main system, so you've got a lot of off pattern sound to overcome there. So, and being the most expensive seats, we've got to have the clarity absolutely spot on. So.